Holden on Sport on Newstalk ZB with West Shore Beach Inn.
Great food, not fast food. Enjoy the environment at the West Shore Beach Inn.
Hawke's Bay's Newstalk ZB. We're live at the West Shore Beach Inn this morning. GymSports now with Megan Preston. Good morning, Megan.
Good morning.
Nice to see you. What's your involvement in GymSports?
I'm just now the Central Region Relationship Manager, so I look after Wellington, Hawke's Bay, Gisborne, Napier and Wairarapa.
And relationship means?
I work with the clubs, so I am a link between the national body of GymSport New Zealand and the club level, so I look after 15 clubs in that area.
And GymSport is gymnastics basically, or does it cover a little more than that?
It's both gymnastics and a movement-based program, so we have our codes, so we've got rhythmic gymnastics, women's and men's artistic, aerobics and trampolining, and then we also have a fundamental skills program for recreation.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So it's quite wide, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Yeah. So in the gymnastics discipline, those who want to go and do it competitively,
yeah, sure.
What age do they start? What age are you taking kids in these days?
Yeah, we start from a recreation base from play gym, so when they're 6-7 months old, right through to quite older. Yeah.
6 and 7 months old.
Yeah, so play gym is kind of like fundamental skills or starting to learn about spatial awareness and things like that. So it's not necessarily putting them on a beam or a bar or anything like that.
No.
But it's getting the parents involved and sitting them down with the kids to work with their bodies and things like that. So we start from a young age. For competitive, I come from a rhythmic gymnastics background, and we kind of start about 5 or 6. It depends on the gymnast, and we can move them through from a recreational base. So
yeah. So about 5, 6, you're starting to look at doing a little bit of walking the beam and that sort of thing. Yeah,
from a rhythmic side, which is balls, hoops, ribbons and clubs and things like that, we'll start with the ball. So we start with the movement and then we add the equipment. So it's the same kind of thing in artistic as well.
Yes, indeed. And what are numbers like in a competitive sense in Hawke's Bay?
We've got 6 clubs in Hawke's Bay area, and so it's a growing thing. We've got trampolining, artistic for both men's and women's, and so you're looking at competitive level about 70 to 80 competitive probably.
Okay, gee, that's bigger than I thought it might be.
Yeah, and at recreation though we have close to 600 I think, so it's definitely a massive sport in Hawke's Bay area.
Yeah, and recreationally, what are you teaching there?
It's fundamental skills, so it's looking at spatial awareness again and things like that. Some of the programs are starting to look at gymnastics space as well, so in the Hawke's Bay there is a club that runs kind of starting to bring in gymnastics equipment as well, so it does move through the levels from basic to actually using the equipment.
When you were competitive, how high a ranking did you go? Did you get?
I was an Otago representative, so I went to New Zealand Nationals and competed at that level. So,
and you never managed to get overseas?
I didn't have the drive, I guess. I started the sport later.
Yes.
I started when I was 10, so by the time I went to Otago, as an Otago representative, I was 13, 14, and for me to go internationally, you kind of need to hit the peak at 16, and so I needed probably about 10 years of training to hit that peak at 16.
So anybody who has the drive to become an international gymnast, you really need to be looking at it about starting at 5.
You can start later. Like one of our girls, did start a lot later. It depends on your ability, your natural ability with flexibility and your drive and training.
And determination.
Yeah. You need to put the hours in to get the results.
Yeah. So if an international gymnast in New Zealand, you'd have to be full-time pretty much to compete at top level.
Our girls who went to the Commonwealth Games, they went full-time for the last 6 months of their training, so they were actually only training probably 15 to 20 hours before they hit that 6-month mark. So
very, very tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's really interesting. So there's something for everyone in the world of gym sports nowadays.
There is, yes.
And how many gyms did you say there were in Hawke's Bay?
There's 6.
6 gyms.
Yeah.
So there really is something for everyone.
Yeah, there is something for everyone.
Yeah. Awesome. Excellent. Thank you, Megan, for popping in.
No
It's been very interesting.
Thank you.
Hawke's Bay's Newstalk ZB. I'll take a short break and then we finish up with Holden on Sport for this Saturday morning.